I forgot to do it
Alright.
last night. I literally didn't even play that much either. I literally got home and then I was like, man, I'm tired. So then I just rested for a little bit and ate. And I was
We
like,
have a Bible verse, by the way, then.
Oh, this needs to be focused.
I know, I'm gonna study for that third period. And do my ed puzzles.
Oh, right. Oh, well, the ed puzzles, the second one, on the significant figures one, it's not where you think
What
it
is the answer?
I'm not going to tell you that, but it's not the one you're
But
going
I
to
was like, it's not the one you think it is, but I won't give you the answer.
I'm like, I don't want to mess it up.
Well, actually, I might just be
It's
dumb
one
and just have
problem.
gotten it wrong, but I don't know. It's confused.
It might just be
It's
the problem.
confusing.
I don't know.
It was an
Alright.
interesting.
So these particular problems say to name the quadrants containing the points. So I'm going to write all the points and then we'll just go through and tell which quadrant each of them are. So A
this is like
is
Algebra 2 review.
yeah.
My favorite. This is like
If
third
it's
quarter.
like X and Y
easy.
negative,
You know, if you have your book open, you can also write them down.
I know the way the quadrants go. They go counterclockwise from the top right box.
do you want us to tell you what they are?
Yeah, you can. And I was just letting y'all get them written down and then
Thank you.
I was writing all the cues so that I can just write the numbers.
I can do quadrant one, the A one. I can do A.
All right, what is A?
Quadrant.
Quadrant 1.
Someone else can do.
Garrett, what's B?
That one's a hard one because it's like in
Can I do
between
it?
two.
All right, Taylor, what's B?
Quadrant.
So it's 2
Two.
and 3.
Wait. Yeah, no, it's 2, right? Wait.
The
I'm
point
right.
is negative 2, 0. So where does that fall?
On the
X-axis.
line.
X-axis.
X-axis.
There we go. Let's go. Yay.
I didn't see the 0.
I
thought
forgot
it was
those.
a 6.
I forgot
No,
those.
I just can't read.
Figured I would throw someone off there.
You know, I forgot the 0 was like, I don't know. I just forgot where 0 was. I was like, positive. I mean, that's
Quadrant
positive,
3.
that's negative. Ooh, let's do it.
This one's
Oh wait,
quadrant
I
3.
think. Oh no, I just had it written down wrong. Quadrant 3.
Yeah. -1, -2.
And same with the other one.
I think last year I had modified the problem because I had it written down as just 3 halves. So I think I like modified it so that it, yeah. Anyways. Oh
So
well.
we'd have almost like all the places.
Yeah, I think I modified it last year, or I didn't intentionally do it because I had that one is in quadrant 4, which would have had to have mean that it was X was positive.
You might have to charge your iPad soon.
Yeah, I brought a charger today.
Okay.
I have a new one now. The problem is my actual one that came from Apple is like 3 feet. So like I had to charge it the night before and I was like, this is like, I don't want to have to charge my iPad when it's like at 40 or like 40% or something because it's not really good for them. I'm trying to like make it last as long as possible. So my dad got me a cord so I can like, if it's getting low in a class, I can just like plug it in. So
I'm getting one of those 15 feet cords for Christmas.
Why?
Because then I can.
You don't need one.
in college, that was probably the most beneficial thing that I had was my 10-foot charger. Because my roommate always used the plug like under her desk, which was like between our beds. So I had to use the one that was like down the way.
Yeah.
So I would like plug it in under my bed and then I would like just
Like I
string
could
up
plug
to
my phone
me.
over there and probably still reach it over here if I had a 15-foot cord.
I need to get another 6-foot cord because mine broke.
Yeah, I had like a 10-foot cord for my iPad.
But I also have a portable charger, so I really only need a 3-foot cord. Or like a 2-foot cord. I don't even need a big cord.
All right, these ones say to just evaluate the expression. So what would this be equal to?
Is it? Okay. But
Those are absolute value bars on the
0.
-2. So it's 0. 2 minus, and that's going to become a positive 2 because the absolute value bars. So 2 minus 2 is 0.
But you don't need to. I thought you needed to do both. Like I thought there was supposed to be 2 answers.
That's if the whole thing is equal to an absolute value. Like an absolute value is equal to a number, then we do. But if it's just on like all on the same side, and that's like if we're solving for x because there's like multiple values that make it true. Let's see. 8. -2 over the absolute value of -2.
positive 2.
Yeah,
So it's negative 1.
Yep, the bottom becomes positive 2, so the answer is negative 1.
It's different because it's division. The signs have to be the same.
The 2s threw me off again because the only thing that came to mind was the first one was 0, and I was like, but that's not how it works right now.
Yeah, that's not how it works for multiplication. I actually said that word right this time.
Are there little kids like literally right outside the building?
It's possible.
The door not the window? 'Cause I
It's
can hear them,
possible.
like,
I think they're coming back over to this building to use the bathroom now. Like last year they didn't, but I think they might be now. I don't really know.
Yeah, they do.
Do they have recess right now?
Already? Oh yeah, because they have to spread out
Little
everybody's
kid-
recess. So that way
8:47?
they have to spread out
Some of the
everybody's
classes,
recess.
okay, so like if
The
it's
little
been,
kids have
so like
to-
yesterday it rained, so the playground's wet, so they may not be able to go out this afternoon because I don't know if it's gonna dry. So if they want to have recess, then they have to do it in the morning because that's the only time that Coach Hunter's not in there for PE.
And lunchtime, so they usually have them lunchtime and.
Yeah, so like Coach Hunter, like her planning period has to be first because she also teaches at Thomas Nelson. So she has to do that. So like when I was here, like our teacher was here all day and like she didn't have like any other commitments. So they would intentionally put her planning period like 5th or 6th or give her like the 10th grade class then so that so half the year like the gym was open in the afternoon. So that way like we could still go into the gym at like our normal recess time.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't work with her schedule to be able to do that, so they just have to go in the morning or they just may not get recess if it's wet and stuff. So,
I'm just like, wow, they really interject in the morning.
but they do have PE with Miss Kelly, like either first or second period. So it actually could be that she's bringing them in for PE.
That makes sense.
So, because it's again they have to do it when the gym's open. So, which I don't know why it didn't used to be as big of like a issue. Like when I was in elementary school,
Yeah.
like
And we did
it
like-
never really
Yeah, we
was
did,
like
like,
a problem like
yeah.
overlapping, and we had PE at like 10:30, but maybe that was when the gym was free from other
We
classes.
had
I have no idea.
intramurals, too. Like we had intramurals and
That
Oh
was
my
so
gosh.
fun.
Well, intramurals usually happen with a PE class, didn't
I
it?
just remember that Josh kicked me right in the face with a soccer ball.
It was
and I
like
this-
elementary
like
and
I
high
was
school
supposed to like
together.
look.
It's okay.
I just remember Josh kicked me in the face with a soccer ball when we were this close. Like it hurt so bad.
Jared's done that to me, but he was a lot older than Josh was. It was not fun.
Yeah, I definitely pelted that ball.
Okay,
Definitely
so-
pelted that ball.
The absolute value does not make it positive, so the square root of 5 plus 5/2.
Hold up.
Okay, so this is a weird one because it says to rewrite the expression without using absolute value symbols.
Oh, we did this sort of thing with Mr. Gass. One of them's bigger than the other. I think it's the one, like, okay, is the 5/2 bigger than, like, the square root of 5?
Yeah.
If that number's bigger, then you just have to flip them. Like, you have to write 5/2
Yeah, it's negative
minus
5.
the square root of 5, because it'd be the same thing.
Okay, yes, thank you. I was trying to figure out because I was trying to figure out what it was asking because I was like the answer and what it could be or because I wasn't processing the it matters which one because it doesn't matter which way you subtract them if you have the absolute value bars. If you don't, then the bigger one has to be in front. Yes, thank you for that refresher because I was sitting here and I was like, I don't remember. I have the answer on my paper, but I don't remember how I got to answer.
And the square root of 5 is like 2.3, and then the 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we need the bigger one because we're not using the absolute value bars. If we were just solving that, then there could obviously be 2 possible ways, but we'd have to write the absolute value bars if we left it as is there. So that's why.
I remember we did a lot of examples. I think we actually did do this
We
as
did
an
this
example. We
exact
did this
problem.
exact problem.
So it was like 2.336, 8. I don't know.
All right. So this is one that just says to find the distance between the points. Okay. This one is just between 2 numbers. Okay. So we need to deal with, in this case, the absolute value, okay, because of the numbers being negative. So -5 minus -17. So what's the distance between those 2 points?
12. Yeah, 12. Oh
12.
my gosh.
12.
The signs literally don't matter. Like when they're in absolute values.
Oh.
They literally don't.
Wait, is it 12 actually then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 12.
But the,
Because you really could have just done 17 minus 5. Because you just want the distance between the 2 points, so the signs are
I thought
irrelevant.
the signs didn't matter. I'm dumb.
No, they really don't. When
Well, they
have
don't.
the
That's why I'm saying you could just think 17 minus 5.
Oh, I did not see that. I just did 5.
Because you
plus
just want the
17.
distance between the two things that are there, and so it's just basically how many numbers are between
Wait,
it.
wouldn't it? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, wouldn't it be 22, but it's not. It's
No.
not 22.
Alright, so we're still finding the distance between. So I'm just gonna, as a refresher, put up the.
Distance
Okay, you don't have to write the formula every time. I'm just doing it since we wrote it farther up, just for a refresher. In case anybody's watching this without watching the notes.
Oh.
Alright, so plugging stuff in here. The square root of -1 minus 2 squared plus 2 minus a -3 so plus 3 squared.
So it's 5 squared and 3 squared. I mean 9. 25 and 9.
So it's technically -3 squared, but again, it doesn't, signs aren't going to matter because it's getting squared.
Yeah, 9 and 25.
So it's the square root of 9 plus 25.
36.
And I don't care if you're writing all of these steps. I mean, you need to show this one of plugging this stuff in, mainly because then if there's an issue, because a lot of people mix up the x and y's when they do this for some reason. Like, they'll put an x and a y together instead of both x's or both y's. So that helps me to see, like, where the issue was, or if you just don't know how to add afterwards. So you could have gone
6.
straight to, huh?
Because it's 6 because square root is
Square root of
36.
No.
Oh, it's 34.
34.
Oh, this.
So I was like, hold up, that is
I did
not
the same
36.
thing. I did the same thing
I
the
was
last
like-
time we did this problem. I literally
I was
said
like,
that's
yeah,
the square root
that
of
6 is the
36.
square root of 36. I was looking at it and it was like, that's
I was sitting here and I was like, granted, I have now been awake for about an hour, but I was like, I'm a little confused about why
I didn't
are
get
we
any
getting
sleep, so it
36.
was
I apparently got more sleep than normal according to my watch, but I guess that might be a true statement since I woke up at least 30 minutes later than I normally
so my
would.
plan is to get 12 hours of sleep, but that was during the weekend, so it was like, yeah, it was a lot of sleep.
What, 30 hours?
No, 12. I said 12.
I thought you just said 30.
My nightly goal is like 6 hours, and I'm doing good to hit that. Like,
It was actually 10 hours, but it was going to 12 every night, so I was like, oh, I'm
If I
just
got
gonna
12
change it
hours
to
of
12.
sleep, that'd be so nice.
I don't know how many hours I
And during the weekday, I only get like 3
I
hours
got,
of
like,
sleep, so it
6
doesn't
and a half
matter. So I just
hours.
don't set the goal.
I had 6 hours and like 12 minutes or something.
Like every single time I check my watch, it's like, oh, I have 2 hours of sleep. Wow, that's so good.
okay, I'm gonna jump down and then come back to 19 through 22, because, well, we may skip 19 through 22 until people are back on either Monday or Tuesday. We might do like one of those like weird like skipperoos where like Monday we do the notes for the next section, and then Tuesday when everybody's back, or at least mostly hopefully everybody's back at least near then, that we go over those because it's a problem that I guarantee will be on the test and quiz. And it can be confusing, so I want to make sure everybody understands it. And since I can't guarantee everybody's actually watching the videos, I might hold off because it's a problem worth a lot of points. And I want to make sure people know what they're doing. This other stuff, if you chose not to watch the video, they probably could figure out on their own. So we'll come back to those. But
We probably already did them, to be honest, with Mr.
No, we didn't. We only
I
did
doubt
like 6.
I doubt he did a problem that long with you. Finding the area and perimeter
We
between
most definitely
all
did
the
not.
points.
No.
You have to plot all the points, you have to draw the shape,
He didn't.
find the distance between all the points, and then you have to find the area and
No,
perimeter.
we didn't do anything like that.
Yeah. So that's why I might wait just till Tuesday when everybody's back. Unless, I don't think people are coming back on Monday because I don't really yeah, anyways. So I'll probably just wait till Tuesday when everybody's kind of back and
Wait,
go
how
over
do you
it.
solve a triangle? I mean, area. Where-
1/2 base times height.
Yeah, but what if there's no base? What would be the height
Then we
because
have to do
of
all
a
this.
triangle?
You have to find the height.
So you take the top point of the triangle, find the midpoint of the bottom, and find the distance between those 2 points.
Because it's on a coordinate plane, so you can naturally do that still.
Yeah.
I get it now.
I remember doing that in geometry.
All right, so these problems some of them kind of line up with the top ones. So obviously we did 12 up here and it wanted to know the distance between. Now 24, same numbers, but it wants to know the midpoint of it. Okay, so in this case, signs do matter. Okay, so midpoint, and go back up here just because this is one that we don't do as often. I mean, we do it with like on a coordinate plane, but just remember to find the midpoint between 2 points. You add the two together and then you divide by 2. So -5 plus -17 divided by 2. So that's what, -22 divided by 2, which is -11.
Nice.
All right, and then let's do one that's 2 points, and then we'll probably go ahead and be done for today, and y'all can just work on the problems I would assign with this. And then in your notes, you'll probably want to skip after that. If you're gonna do if you want to do all the problems together, I'll probably just make it 2 separate assignments, so it won't be as big of a deal. But when we do the area problems and stuff, for me, the examples will take up about a page. So if you want to leave space when you go to do your homework.
So, is it gonna be like what we did last time where the problems aren't really like mandatory, or we have to do that?
No, I'll actually the reason I didn't really make the mandatory last time was just because Mr. Cass had assigned you problems and then I just was giving you extra problems, and I didn't feel like y'all had to do them if you understood what was going on. It was more so like if you didn't understand,
Yeah.
here's this. So yeah, these will start being
Okay.
like normal.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Let's see. So this one is 5, -2, and -1, -4. All right, so the midpoint, okay, remember we're getting basically one big ordered pair. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to do the midpoint between the x's, okay, and between the y's. So between the x's, I'm adding the 2 x points together. So 5 plus -1 and -2 plus -4. So that's going to be 4/2 and -6/2. Okay, again, you could have skipped this step and just done it all in one. I'm just showing it. I when people aren't here, I like to try to show more steps to make sure everything's getting clear. So 2 and -3 would be the midpoint between those 2 points.
So that's just how you find the midpoint if you have 2.
If you have
Two
2
ordered
coordinates, yeah. If you have 2 ordered pairs, you find the midpoint by adding the x values together and dividing by 2, adding the y values and dividing by 2, and it has to be written as an ordered pair. Any questions about any of these? I know this is all kind of review, and that's why I only really did like one example of each thing, because
Couldn't you just count that
it-
though? Or no?
If you plotted them, in this case you could have, just because of the fact that they ended up being whole numbers, but some of them may come out to be like decimal answers. Like, obviously, because you're dividing by 2, it really should only ever be like a 0.5, but it might not be super easy to see on the graph. So I mean, if you did it, you would have to show the graph and show how you're getting it, if you're not going to show it this way. But I think this way is probably faster in the grand
It's just
scheme of
that the
things.
old way was just counting it. They're like, you don't really need this. We can just count it.
Yeah. All right. I had problems listed out here that I would have chosen, just deciding if I actually want y'all to do all of these.
Okay, we said skip a page in your notes so that way we can.
Well,
have
if you
them.
want. all
If
the
you-
notes,
Yeah, if you're wanting all of your notes, like notes and examples that we did in class together, and then your homework, I would skip about a page. I mean, for me, it was, because what we're going to do is we'll do 2 examples. We'll do 20 and 22, and then we'll do number 30 is going to be a scatter plot problem, and then there'll be 3 more homework problems, but they will all be on their own thing. I'll just make 2 separate tabs for it.
I don't know how to scatter plot, like, at all.
Yeah, well, that's...
put all the points on.
I forgot.
You
I
get to
know,
use,
using
well,
calculator,
with this
right?
one, I will show you it by hand or like show you a rough graph, but I will let you guys use a calculator for
Yeah,
it.
you usually let us
So.
use our calculator for those. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Because
but-
then, I mean, anytime in your life that you ever need to make a scatter plot, you will have a calculator to do so.
I kind of did forget how to use my calculator for a lot of things over the summer.
I do my homework on separate sheets of paper. Just.
All right, so 1 through 13 odd, and then we're gonna skip down and do 23 and 25. So again, this part is due Monday. There's still like, I don't know, 12 minutes or so left.
Do we have any more pre-cal
15
books?
minutes left. Huh?
Do you have like any extra pre-cal books?
Hold on, let me stop this and then